What's up, guys? Albert here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about investing in multifamily properties in Providence, Rhode Island. Does it still make sense? Are they overpriced? Is the market just not moving in that area? Does it make sense to buy a multi-family property as an investor, as a first-time home buyer, if you're getting a grant from Rhode Island Housing? All these things we're going to cover in this video, so let's get into it. But before we do, subscribe to our channel, book a meeting with me. Link is right below if you have any questions, if you want to find out more, if you want to find out if you qualify, if you can find the right property in Providence and even other towns, let me know. I'll gladly help you out. All right, so yesterday I made a post on Facebook which got really good engagement from realtors. It was a little bit controversial because I said something in the lines of like how it doesn't make sense right now if you're an investor to purchase a multifamily property in Rhode Island. I'm going to cover Providence because Providence is known to have the most multifamily unit properties in Rhode Island. And the reason why I said it doesn't make sense is because the price per door, the number that these properties are selling for, is astronomically high. And the purpose of owning a property like this is for you to be an investor so you can get a small return, right? Not even small, but like get some cash flow, get a return on your investment on a monthly basis. We went from that to people figuring, okay, well, at least I can live for free. If I buy 3 units, I can live in 1 floor and rent the other 2 out. Those 2 tenants are going to pay for my rent. Now we're entering a space where you can't even live for free. So you would have to own a 3-unit property. And even if you own a 3-unit property, you would still have to pay towards your mortgage because the rent that you would charge would not cover your mortgage payment on these properties. Now, why is this happening? Honestly, I am shocked. I was looking at numbers and I am shocked because I think there's a variety of reasons why this is happening. There's 2 main reasons, in my opinion. Number 1 is there's not enough of them for sale. So they've become so popular in the last 10 years where everybody wants to buy one. Literally everyone I know says, oh, I want to own a multifamily. I want to get into the real estate investing. So everybody wants to own one, but because they're not available, prices obviously are going up. So right now, I just pulled up some data from the MLS, which you're going to see here. And right now, there are only 28 multifamily properties available in the market. About 30% of those are 2 units, then the rest are 3 units, and then there's some 4-unit properties there. The cheapest one that is currently available is listed for $315,000. That's a 2-unit. That's over $150,000 a door. So if you were to purchase that as an investor or as a first-time home buyer, you're paying about $150,000 a door. So you're paying $315,000 for 2 units. Now, add your mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, property management, and a certain monthly budget for the property if something goes wrong. You are not going to be able to cash flow in this property. And this is the cheapest one available. From there, prices only keep going up, right? $319, $340, $379, $399, $399, and then it goes to 4. There's literally about 10 of them that are listed at $400,000, and those are 2 units, which means that people are paying $200,000 per door. These people are either okay with the fact of just kind of having a lower mortgage than they would have if they would buy a single family, or they hope that they're going to be in the property for long enough so that when they get on the other side, this is all going to be worth it. But I do think that it is very risky, and I think that if you are a buyer in this category, I think it's really important to keep in mind that you have to really do your due diligence and do your homework, because it's especially if you're a first-time investor, if this is your first property, it's really easy to get caught up in the idea of, oh, I'm buying a multifamily property because I'm going to invest in this and then I'm going to refinance it and buy something else. But this is probably the top of the market for these. So if you're buying at this price range, there's very little room for error. There's no tolerance for risk here. Let's say your tenant doesn't pay rent, or you have, let's say, a 2-3 months average eviction for the year, which in most cases, this is the case, right? If your tenant doesn't pay rent in 2-3 months, and if you have to evict them and if you have to do all that stuff, you're going to be in the hole deep because you're paying so much, and your mortgage is going to be, probably $3,000, $3,100 on a 2-unit, right? So these are all things to keep in mind that are extremely important. There's a couple of other ones that are, in the 3-unit range, you're looking between like $450 up to $600,000. There's a 3-unit property that is listed for $600,000. I mean, almost nowhere in Rhode Island financially does that make sense. It just doesn't. It could be even on the east side, right? Even on this east side, the only way you would buy that is if you sold a bunch of other properties and you need to park your money somewhere for a 1031 exchange or something like that. But as far as you getting a return on your money, it could be a good investment, a safe investment, because it's a historical great neighborhood that is kind of market proof. So that part of it is a different conversation. But if you're looking at it as a investment perspective, I'm going to get a 7 to 8% return on my cash. It's just most likely not going to happen, because rents in these multi-units, like even the best ones, the best of the best ones, you're looking at about $2,500 a month, like the ones that are in really good shape. Usually the rents are between $1,800 and $2,100. So it's really easy for you to do the math on your own to determine if this makes sense for you or doesn't, right? Think of it, for example, you buy a 3-unit. If your mortgage is, let's say $3,200 a month, you rent 2 units for $1,800, and then you live in one. You can very simply add these numbers, add your mortgage, add your expenses, and see what you're left with in the end. And you're most likely not going to be left with anything. You're going to have to come up with extra money out of your pocket to cover the expense. I want to make this very short video. You have the stats here where you can see it for yourself, so that everybody understands where the current multifamily unit, especially in Providence, is right now. If you're looking to buy, if you're an investor, if you're a first-time home buyer who's trying to take advantage of the Rhode Island housing grants and get into the investment game, be really careful. Be really careful who you work with. Be really careful of the advice you're getting, because this is not easy. This is a very unsafe territory if you don't know what you're doing. And if you're working with someone who also doesn't know what they're doing, or they don't care what happens to you, they're just looking to sell you the house. So keep in mind, it's really important that you go through these things. If you have any questions, I'm available. Like I said, link is below. Book a meeting with me. I go back to you in about 24 hours tops, and we can go from there. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.